Martina, and today I kind of wanted to sit down, just kind of have a chit chat. This is a different kind of video other than my usual fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel content that I have. But this is a topic that's really close to me and something that I definitely felt like was a topic that needed to be spoken about and something that I feel like needs to be vocalized. A conversation needs to be started about it. So I finally decided to sit down and talk about this issue. So as some may know and a lot may not know, I'm actually an international student. And the journey and the life of an international student is something that I feel like isn't touched on, isn't spoken about a lot, but I feel like it's something. I feel like it's something that a lot of people struggle and go through and kind of have to deal with all of the ups and downs that come with it. And it's something that's never spoken about. When I was applying for college in the States, I didn't know these last years, especially after you graduate, would have been, or I didn't expect it to be like anything like how it is. You know what I mean? The journey to get to go to college alone, especially from coming from Jamaica with parents that didn't necessarily want me to leave and go away from them to pursue a degree in the States. That journey in itself was like a whole faith test to me. It was a situation where I really had to say, God, like, if this is my calling, if this is what I'm meant to do, then please allow it to happen. Like, every no that could have been said, every situation that could have happened to prevent it from happening happened, but I'm still here. I made it, you know. And then fast forward 3 years after, and it's been a whirlwind. These last few months have been some of the hardest months of my life. It's been something that's been so challenging, all due to the fact of these papers. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know this, but as an international student, you're not allowed to work in the country while you're here. And that's why I guess they do a lot of background in terms of to see if you can support yourself while you're here. So that's something in itself, but not even talking about like working in the standpoint of sustaining yourself, but working from the point of like having experience. After graduating college, you would think that, wow, now I have this degree, now I have this paper or this plaque behind my back, and it's like finally like, okay, I can get the jobs that I'm wanting to get, I can get that managerial role, I can move up, like, you know what I mean? Entrepreneurs for life, CEO vibes is what we on. But just to start out, just for your process, just to grow, you know, nothing happens overnight, but just to even get the jobs and positions that you want to get, having a degree behind you, it's like it holds no weight. You know what I mean? Everybody wants this experience, and everybody wants this experience, and everybody wants this experience, like this 2, 3, 4, 5 years of luxury experience. Like, that's what everybody wants. But the truth is, as an international student, you're put at an even bigger disadvantage than others because of the fact that you can't work. So how are you going to build up this 2, 3, 4, 5 years of experience? It's like it makes it seem like you're set up for failure. You know what I mean? It's difficult because a lot of people don't know that it's something that actually cannot be done during the time because you get this year after. But the truth is, even with this year, I applied for my OPT. That's the year that you're allowed after. And I applied for my OPT on March 22nd. I got this document literally October the 5th, last week, okay? And I waited all of these months for this one document that allows you to work. And the truth is, mine was supposed to start from July. And in the time span of, there was a mailing issue, and that's kind of why mine got delayed. But with that little mailing issue hiccup, I lost 2 months. And for me, who, you know, especially with being in the fashion industry, you need that experience, you need that to work with people to kind of give you that edge. And it's like I lost out on all of that, you know. It was hard for me because I was now put at a disadvantage in the situation, and I really had to sit back and kind of be like, wow, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? What's going on with this process? Why is this so hard? Why is this happening to me? And I mean, at the end of the day, I had to look at it and realize, like, I'm not the only person going through this. I'm not the only person that's an international student, you know. There's so many of us like within our schools, within our communities, and it's like we don't get a chance to voice or talk about how we feel, you know. Immigration, especially in the States right now, is a huge thing because everybody's kind of being pushed out. We're seeing children ripped away from their parents and their families, hardworking people that are, I don't even like to say, but like everybody always says the jobs that nobody wants to do, they're doing it. But in general, like they're all playing a role, you know. Everybody is so stuck on this conversation or looking at this table of being too small. There's not enough room for everybody. But the truth is, I feel that when you're walking in your purpose, what's for you will always be for you, you know what I mean? And in general, I feel like if you're meant to do something, you will do something. So I feel like this conversation needs to switch from there's not enough room, there's not enough space, but allow everybody to kind of have their chance. You know, everybody's here fighting for a better life, fighting for their dream, and a lot of people don't see it as that, and people don't understand what it's like. You know, like for me, fashion is everything to me. It's what I love. It's what I literally eat, breathe, sleep, everything. You know, it's just me. It's always been me, and it's what I chose to pursue because I wanted to work at something that I truly am interested in something that I actually love. And that's kind of why I did so well in college, because of the fact that it was finally classes where I enjoyed, or classes that I actually got, or classes where I was doing assignments that would be like my free time activities, you know what I mean? So it was a whole process of working at this thing and doing this thing, but it wasn't as bad as I maybe anticipated or thought about school, because for the first time I actually enjoyed school, because I actually enjoyed learning things I was interested in. But it's so hard because at the same time you want to do these opportunities, you want to get the chance to get these opportunities, but your time is so limited. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but after you graduate from college, there's no way of self-sponsoring yourself, or a way of you just choosing to say, okay, I loved being here during my time, I finished my degree, and now I want to go out here and work, I want to be here. Like, you can't just make that decision, because it doesn't work like that. You know, a lot of people don't know, but you have to be sponsored by either a company or someone to stay here. But there's so many conditions. There's actually kind of 3 ways to stay. The third way is basically a lottery system. You pay like thousands of dollars and you enter into this thing with thousands of people, and they only choose a handful, and then you lose your money if you don't get it. So it's literally like a lottery system. The second way is a job filing for you, but they've made it now that the job has to show that, or say, you know, prove that like you're doing something that no other US citizen or person in the States can do, because they don't want you to take somebody else's place. But the truth is it really are you really taking somebody's place if the place was meant for you? You know what I mean? And I just feel, and me and this, you know what I mean, but like honestly, that's not fair. You know. And then the last thing is, everybody, this is the one that everybody's so quick to jump to, just marry somebody that's here so that they can file for you, you can stay here. But it's like, everybody looks at things differently. Things that may hold weight to you may not hold weight to me, but marriage is something that I place value on, and I don't just want to go into it just cause, you know, it's something that I want to go to, or I want to do when I really feel like I'm ready, the time is right. But it shouldn't be something that's rushed on you, because that's your only option. You know, I feel like this isn't something that's spoken about. I don't feel like it's a conversation that started. And recently I've just been kind of struggling with figuring out like, what direction do I want to go? Where do I want to go in the world from now? Where am I gonna fit in? Like, what is my place in the world? And it's been a really tough battle, you know what I mean? But I know it's something I couldn't do alone, and I've been praying, and I've been kind of sitting down and kind of figuring out like, how is God really gonna move or change the situation for me? And I'm still unsure. I still don't know, but I'm hoping that placing everything in his hands and just having faith and trusting him that, you know, he has the perfect plan for me, as I know, and it's going to come to pass, you know what I mean? But it's still hard, because we're human. We're naturally going to doubt. We're naturally going to like worry, and it's just us, human nature, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I've been seeing all of these sermons, they've been standing out to me about like letting your pain have a purpose. And I feel like I've been going through so much pain over the last few months that I really just kind of wanted to shed light on a situation that's not spoken about. I really wanted to bring to some people's attention that there's more. There is, you know, there is more, there can be more. There is a bigger conversation that needs to be had, especially amongst the international student community and people who are here on student visas or other visas too. Like, I feel like we still deserve a chance, we still deserve a say, we still deserve a spot. And I just feel like sometimes, it's been a hard experience this whole time. You know, every company that you want to work with is like, oh, we need 3, 4, 5 years of experience. Everybody wants years and years of experience, and I get it. You know, like, I understand that, but at the same time, an international student is at this even bigger disadvantage because we're never allowed to work here in the first place. And now you have this 1 year, but how is this 1 year going to help when everybody wants 2, 3, 4 years? And the truth is, if we were allowed to work while we were here and had better, I don't know if benefits is the right word, but if we're able to have more privileges while we're here, then maybe this having experience at the end of the degree wouldn't be such a big problem. I mean, yes, you have internships during your degree, but like, internships are for a short period of time. Like, people want that consistency of having a job or being with a company or somewhere for X amount of time, but you're not allowed that, so it's difficult. And recently I've kind of just been really kind of tapping into it, kind of feeling like I need to do my research more. I kind of need to figure out ways to start a conversation. So I've been kind of asking these questions on Instagram and seeing like, what are people's point of view? What are people thinking in terms of situations? So the first question I had asked, but I'm going to ask it second. But the first question that I'm going to go through is, do you think international students should be able to attain citizenship without a sponsor if they want to stay in the country after completing their degree? 86% said yes, 14% said no. And honestly, when I was kind of going through the percentage of people that said no, it was a lot of people who I feel like have no understanding of the situation. They don't really know what it's like as life for an international student. So I feel like maybe these no's are based on not understanding. But honestly, for the majority that voted yes, a lot of these people I know are international students. I knew these are people that I saw growing up in Jamaica or in other Caribbean islands or wherever, UK, wherever. Like, a lot of these people are foreigners, you know, and they know what it's like, and we all know what it's like and how the pressure of it all feels, and wanting to do more, wanting to get more out of your life, wanting to achieve more, and being here being the place for opportunity for that. You know, a lot of countries still aren't there in terms of whatever degree you may be pursuing, and they may not be where you want them to be. And I believe in going back and building up and helping where you're from, but I also believe in building up yourself also. And I feel like this is my time to build up myself, and I feel like I'm going to be better adequate, or I'm going to better myself by starting here, you know. And the second question I had asked was, do you think an international student should be able to vote? That was a little bit rocky. The toss-up kind of ended being 50-50 in the end, but I asked people like, if no, why? And I just want to kind of go through some of the comments that were there. People were saying, in theory, decisions could be made of people they will not benefit nor harm. They may not end up living in the US and return to their original country. Given their ability to affect the lives of those who do, not logical at all, completely unnecessary. You technically don't even live in the country, but would be given the rights. Long-term outcomes of this country and politics don't affect them. Even though laws affect them, it's not their residence of residency/birth. I believe students should be a citizen if they want to vote, because the student isn't a citizen just visiting. And I'm not trying to get into all of the politics, anything too political, but I just feel like most of the time, and international students, especially if they stay here for the full course of their degree, a lot of the time they end up being here for a full term of a presidency. And even though maybe the things that happen directly in that moment may not affect them, it could affect the next international student. And I feel like we should have a chance to have more of a voice, more of a say. You want people to be here and be educated and know what's going on, but at the same time you're closed out. But at the also same time, a lot of people don't know this, when you do your little internships or you do your little jobs, you still pay taxes. So it's like, it's kind of like you want us to do this, but you don't want to do us. It's kind of like it's only benefiting some people and not others. Some people meaning those who are collecting the taxes, the country who is benefiting off of, or us still doing work but still being treated or still having those same terms of people that live here but not given all of the benefits and the rights. And that's not fair. You know, like, we be working, we be getting these little checks, but you know, when you see that little tax coming out of you, like, damn, you know, my check could have been X amount, but it's only X amount because, you know, when taxes come out, you'll be looking at your check like, whoa, I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's like you're given some benefits, but you're not given the whole package. And the truth is, that's not fair. You know what I mean? But I just kind of wanted to finally sit down where I felt in a place that I felt better, in the sense that I have more hope in terms of my situation, just because I'm keeping more calm about it. I'm really holding faith or having faith with my situation. But I just really wanted to kind of start a conversation, bring up a topic about something that I feel isn't spoken about a lot. I feel like it's something that we don't get to voice all the time. And I feel like I know that I've been struggling for it and I can't be the only person. So I wanted to just come on here and just kind of speak to those who really have a soft air for this right now. I kind of wanted to also shed light on a situation that a lot of people don't really know the ins and outs of, and I just kind of wanted to start a conversation for anybody who may want to talk about it, who may be going through similar situations and just want somebody who's able to relate to them and kind of really understand what they're going through. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share this video, kind of share like some of the downsides or some of the issues that go on with being an international student. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to have like a little chit chat, sit down and kind of talk about something that's important to me, something that's kind of been on my chest, something that I've been kind of experiencing, struggling with, and maybe in the hopes that it could help somebody else that may be struggling with this similar situation. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sitting through and just kind of listening and hearing me out. If you're going through something like this, if you're an international student, please guys, go down in the comments. Let's start a conversation. Let's kind of talk about it. You know, I kind of want to have a community that kind of understands and feels and gets what I'm going through, because the truth is, a lot of my American friends, as amazing as they are, they still can't relate to this situation because they're not going through it. But, you know, I'm thankful that I have the supportive friends that I do, and the ones that will still, you know, try to build me up on my darkest days or on my low days. So yeah, guys, I just kind of wanted to talk about all of this, get this off of my chest, and kind of share this message that, you know, I'm trying to let my pain have a purpose. I'm trying to help to just start a conversation on something that's not spoken about often. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment, please like, share, subscribe, and see you in my next video. Love you guys. Thank you.